Over the last several months, I've been one of the most outspoken legislators about how disappointing it is that we missed the July 1st statutory deadline for a budget and how irresponsible I think a government shutdown would be. But with less than 2 weeks to go before a potential shutdown, despite those concerns, I want to be very clear that I'm not going to vote for a bad budget that puts our hospitals, our police, our schools, or our communities in jeopardy. There will be cuts. There must be cuts. We have no choice. As a state and as a nation, we have simply spent too much money over the last 50 years. The money's gone. We should have saved, but we didn't. The federal government is $37 trillion in debt, so much it can never be repaid. And sadly, when the state of Michigan had a $9 billion surplus just a couple of years ago, every bit of it was spent, and it's caught up with us. But where we cut is important. I'm not interested in a school budget that gets rid of key areas of funding like transportation or 22D remote school funding, which rural districts like ours need to survive. I'm not interested in school funding that guts mental health and school safety supports. I'm not interested in slashing money for hospitals in a way that will absolutely lead to less access to medical care, which is already a problem in our rural areas, and cause things like the closing of even more birthing centers. I think it's a mistake to close down the Human Trafficking Commission and make other cuts that could have dire consequences for our state police and other law enforcement. And I'm not willing to make cuts to our corrections officers' budget either, especially when we have a literal crisis among corrections officers in our own district. The list goes on, and I've had dozens and dozens of meetings with people throughout our district who are deeply concerned. But I do believe progress is being made, and there are some bright spots. We may even end up getting some solid road funding for a change. But having been so vociferous about not hitting our deadlines on the budget, I don't want there to be any illusion that I am anywhere near supporting just anything that comes along. And I will vote no on any budget that I believe would have devastating consequences for our district. I'll keep you posted and hope to have good news in the next several days.